Hey everybody, this is Marcel underneath my Duramax. And if you remember last week, I changed the dual bypass filtration system, EAO 26, the full flow filter, and EABP 100, the bypass filter. And I got at 77,000 miles or 125,000 kilometers, changed the system. And then of course I also then changed my fuel filter and water separator filter with the lift pump. And so today we're going to take an oil analysis. So I actually have like a cap here. You remove the cap and then I can press this button and oil will come out of that, as you can see. But we're going to run the engine and then oil will squirt out nice and quick. And then for oil analysis, Oil Analyzers Incorporated, you pre-buy the kits. AMSOIL sells them from Oil Analyzers Incorporated. They partnered with them. And so it's like 30 bucks for a kit. Oh, there's the oil dripping. And so I'm just going to fill that up. Just give us, fill up really quick and quickly. And then you set it into Oil Analyzers Incorporated. The closest one for me is in Edmonton. Otherwise, there's one in the east in Ontario. And then there's like 20 of them in the USA. And so, 77K, we changed in the filters. I bought the truck at 16,000 miles. I'll show you me, guys. And so anyways, I cleaned it all up. I cleaned up the area so I don't get contamination. Got the AMSOIL metal protector. And practically 65,000 miles on the same oil, including the same oil in the transmission, in the rear diff, the front diff, etc. I changed the ATF, changed in the Allison, and changed everything. The coolant, I used AMSOIL's propylene biodegradable coolant that's good for like 1 million miles or 8 years guaranteed. So let's get the sample going. I'll start her up. Again, this is when I bought the truck. It was March 15th, 2017. 15,900 miles, 355 hours, and I put AMSOIL's 540, their CJ4, to deal with the emissions that used to be in here. And there's my information as well. Well, world's best motorcycles, that's gone now. Anyways, so there's the odometer, 78,000 miles and 24. It's like flickering though. Engine hours, 2,371 minus my 355 on the same oil. Amazing. Okay, so now there's 78,000 miles on the truck minus the 15,900 miles when I installed it. And what does that equal? So 62,000 miles is on the same oil, guys. And I've done the filter a few times, the bypass system. And 2,371 hours is on the rig minus 355 when I installed the AMSOIL. So 2,016 hours. 2,016 hours on the 09 LMM Duramax, always with the camper on it. I've had the camper on it every single day except for one day when I had to change all these fluids and the shop couldn't pick it up on the hoist at nearly 13,000 pounds. And many of you guys know, of course, I got the dual bypass system in my Ford 7.3, the 99, but I don't drive it anymore, so this doesn't ever. So really, in the oil analysis and the history has always been resample at 8,000 miles and then monitor your trends because the oil is just getting cleaner. You can hear that lift pump. Again, there's the lift pump banging away. So yeah, we just got to turn on the engine and then I can take the oil out. There we go. Let's try to do this. Just an example, watch how quickly it's gonna come out. Wow, my hand's in the way. Whoa, it comes out quick, see? So anyways, I need 2 hands. I'm gonna do this off camera. There you have it, diesel oil. There it is, nice and dirty looking, but we're gonna actually find out that that stuff has maintained viscosity and is very, very, very clean in the parts per million spectrograph of wear metals and dirt and silicone, etc. Okay, back in the office. Let's fill out the paperwork and show you what we gotta do. Again, Oil Analyzers Incorporated is the company we're using. So yeah, company name, your phone number, all that, contact, you know, Kelowna, BC, etc. Sample point engine. So it's my 2009 Duramax LMM, secondary ID, Chev 3500 LMM. And lube time, 62,124 miles. Component time, 78,024 miles. You know, lube added 3 quarts because I've changed the filters, you know, like a week ago. And lube changed, no. And that's all in miles, as you can see. October sampled October 16th. They like to get the sample within the same week, so to try not to like put the sample away and forget about it. And component registry, if only required for registering new components or request changes. Again, you know, diesel, the engine, transmission, etc., engine model information. You got to realize they're doing millions of other vehicles, so they're going to have thousands, many thousands of Duramax LMM samples or vehicles, and then tons and tons of hundreds of thousands of samples between all those vehicles. So they have a really good database of what the wear trends are. So and then they give you information based on what they see with going on your vehicle. And again, so yeah, I pre-bought this kit. It just came in this envelope, and then here is the mail, the envelope that you seal it in. And as you can see, roll her up, put the tags on it. I got apply to sample jar, and I can send it to, there's California, Edmonton, that's where we're going. There's one in Indianapolis. These are the close ones, Texas. These have some pre-made stickers. Simple stuff. So I'll get this video out, and then in 3 business days, I gotta mail it on Monday, and then once it arrives, they'll usually do it in 1 or 2 business days and get you the information. And if there was actually an emergency, they have your phone number, they'll call you right away to say, hey, stop the equipment if there was, say, a coolant leak, or to let you know that there's something really bad. So we're gonna hopefully see that the oil is good for continued use, either resample in 8,000 miles, or once a year, or just your trends are just getting cleaner and cleaner as I change the filters finally, and it's gonna be, the parts per million will be freaking magical. Very, very low. Irnieracing, AMSOIL. My website is irnieracing.shopamsoil.com. I'll throw in the description links to maybe the diesel oil and oil analyzers and prepaid samples, or to buy. Marcel, cheers. October 16th. Also, let's take a look at my previous oil analysis samples on the 09 Duramax LMM. I've done 4 or 5 of them, so here's a screenshot. Check it out. Okay, so 6 samples I did. You can see in 2019 I did 3 samples. That's because my engine had a knocking sound and I couldn't tell where it was coming from. It sort of sounded like it was coming from the bottom end, transmission. Took it to several shops. In the end, I self-diagnosed it as a knocking injector number 5. So the reason I did so many samples in 2019, you know, 36,000 lube time, 42, 44, was because I wanted to see if there was fuel dilution, but you can see it was less than 1%. Which, you know, so I'm like, there's no fuel dilution, and I wanted to see if there was excessive wear, which would be like a broken crank. So sometimes these Duramaxes break cranks, they crack them, and it just keeps running, and so I would have huge amounts of wear, and so nothing. I even asked them if, you know, I put a note. You can put notes with your samples, and so yeah, you can see. So my iron is slowly raising. Oops. The iron was slowly raising 107, and the last one went down to 100. Aluminum wear is nothing, copper, and then in the metals, so there's contaminants, silicone. See, silicone 2219, that's actually dirt. Silicone is dirt in the oil analysis. And then the oil's additive metals over here. So these are actually additives. Magnesium, calcium is what keeps your engine clean. Phosphorus is to metal contact. Same with zinc, and those are depleting over time, and you need to replenish them by topping up, or fuel additives as well I use. And so you can, I mean, I bought the truck in, what is it, March of 2017, and then I did a sample of, in October. Date received. Lube time, unit time. So I bought it at 16,000 miles, and then at 27 I did the sample. And now I'm all the way up to, what was it, 77, so I haven't done it in 17,000 miles. Oh. And anything else? Excessive soot, water, fuel. Viscosity is being maintained. 15.3 viscosity, it's like in the middle of the 40 weight. And acidity, oxidization, total base number. So when the total base number, reaches 0, or down to 1 or 2, I would have to, I just lost the whole thing. So yeah, like the total base number would have started, you know, sometimes 10 or 12 AMSOILs, depends on their product and how long the oil needs to last. And so if it starts getting down to 2 or 3, then essentially if the total base number does reach 1 or 0, then the acidity can take over and start to eat your engine. It pits your engine. And so there's so many reasons why you need to change your oil, you know, viscosity, excessive wear, the additives in the oil, what's going on. Fuel dilution in the street bikes is the only reason. The only reason I changed, not in this dirt bike, but in the super bikes, is fuel dilution. I get around 5% fuel dilution after a Friday track day and Saturday, Sunday racing. And, you know, almost 5%, very close, 4.5, something like that. And that viscosity of a 40 weight is going to eventually, if I kept going 6%, 7% fuel dilution, now I'm in a 30 weight. So I changed my oil just for fuel dilution in the bikes on the track because I'm full throttle all the time. On the street, you're not full throttle 90% of the track, or out there, you're just putting around, you're not going to have fuel dilution, fuel just spraying like crazy and just bypassing the rings and into your oil. So anyways, I'm looking forward to the sample, guys, at 77. I'll make another video or tag it on to this somehow, but I'll get this out right away, and then the sample will come back next week. So, you know, maybe October, you know, 21st or 22nd, I'll have the follow-up video. Cheers. Irnie Racing. IrnieracingShopAMSOIL.com.